What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? So we continue on with our player position rankings entering 2021. If you have not seen the other positions yet, I've gone, where have I gone so far? I've started at first base, I went second base, third base, shortstop, catcher, and earlier today I just did left field. So for today, or for this video, I've already done one of them today. So for this video, I'm going into center field. So, pretty talented position, especially near the top. As always with these rankings, these are just my opinions. If you disagree at all in any way, shape, or form, put it in the comments down below. Tell me what you think. Do you think some guys should be added to the list? Do you think some guys should be removed? Do you think some guys should be moved up, down? Tell me what you think. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. And before I get started, if I may, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. Hit that like button for me. That's going to get this video out to more fans. And go follow me on Twitter as well if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. So, everyone, let's not waste any time here. Coming in at number 10, I have Byron Buxton. He's a really interesting player. This guy has all the talent in the world. He's got speed. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. The problem with Byron Buxton is he just can't really seem to stay on the field. However, if we go take a look at this past year, pretty solid numbers from him. Did miss some time this past year again. Had to miss about 21 games overall out of the 60. Let's go take a look at the numbers real quick. But if you take a look here at the numbers, I mean, he had 13 home runs in 39 games, had the 27 RBIs. I mean, look at the slugging percentage. Almost a 600 slugging for him. That is by far a career high for him. I mean, the only problem is he just can't really seem to stay on the field. One other thing I don't like too much about his game, the on base is a little low. He does bring you some speed. A career high 29 stolen bases in 2017. So, I mean, 14 stolen bases in 87 games in 2019. Can he get back to more of that speed? But again, the thing here is he has the talent. He can put up the numbers, but can he just stay on the field? So for now, I'm going to keep him at number 10. So coming back to you here at number 9, I have Brandon Nimmo. Really like me some Brandon Nimmo. One thing about Brandon Nimmo is just the defense. I'm not a big fan of the defense. Hopefully that can improve this coming season. However, offensively, this guy is very good. Let's go take a look at the numbers here. Alrighty, so Brandon Nimmo, here we go. Only just about to turn 28 years old. This guy's an on-base machine. I mean, every time you watch Brandon Nimmo, the guy is just running everywhere. Even if he walks, he runs to first base. The guy is just hustling nonstop. But what really, really stands out to me is just his ability to get on base. If you go take a look at his career on-base percentage, a 390 career on-base percentage, only a 258 career average. But if you take a look at 2020, 55 games, had a 245 average, a 280 average. Very solid, but look at the on base, over a 400 on base. Even the slugging was getting close to 500. He's got the 8 homers, only 18 RBIs, but overall, this guy, simply put, just gets on base. The only problem with him is the defense. It's not great defense out in center field. There were some rumblings that they were going to try to look to improve center field. They were in on the George Springer sweepstakes before he went to the Blue Jays. That ended up not going through. And so they did add an Albert Amora, and they did add a Kevin Pillar to try and improve the defense out in center field. So going to be interesting to see, are they going to move Nimmo around, maybe play some left? I'm not sure how they're going to do it with Dominic Smith. But either way, the defense is going to have to improve for him to keep playing out in center field. But because of his on-base ability, I have him at number 9. Really like Brandon Nimmo a lot. Hopefully, just the defense can improve. So, coming in at number 8, I have Luis Robert. I mean, what else is there to say about this guy? This guy has all the talent in the world, uber athletic. He's a 20-tool player. He has all the tools. He can hit for average, power, has speed, awesome defense, a great arm. The only problem with Luis Robert is just simply, I mean, hey, he's only going into his second year. So going into 2021, I have him as the number 8 guy, but this guy could very well be a top 5 guy or maybe even a top 3 guy by the end of the year. But as for right now, I have him at number 8. Let's go take a look at the numbers from last year with Luis Robert. overall, a pretty solid rookie season. Did not get the Rookie of the Year award. That went to Kyle Lewis. But overall for him, a pretty solid rookie season, facing Major League pitching for the first time. 56 games, had 11 homers, 31 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. The average was a little low. The on-base was a little low. Slugging was a little low. But overall, I mean, a pretty solid player on just an incredibly deep White Sox offense. So he really didn't even have to do all that much. But it's just scary to think of what this guy can do. And then when you think of everything else that the White Sox have in that lineup, I mean, this is going to be pretty scary if you ask me. But for right now, I think the projection-wise, I mean, look at the projected numbers. If you go to the 2021 Zips, they have him at 27 home runs. They have him at 89 RBIs, a 264 average. They actually are still staying a little low on him with the on base. They're projecting him to be around a 3 to a 4 win player. So Luis Robert, like I said, all the tools. I mean, look at the tools. The hit tool is a little low, but the power tool is there. I mean, raw power is there. Look at the speed. I mean, look at the fielding. I mean, this guy is just, I mean, he's going to be a really good player. I'm really excited to see what Luis Robert can do. But for right now, I am going to have him at number 8 entering 2021. Could very well be top 5 by the end of the year. So we continue on at number 7. I have the Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis. Beat out Luis Robert for the Rookie of the Year. A very good season from Kyle Lewis this past year. So I'm going to give him the number 7 spot. Let's go look at the numbers. Here we go. Kyle Lewis, 25 years old. A very good season from him. 262, a 364 on base, 437 slugging, a WRC plus of 126, about just a little over 1.5 wins contributed. I mean, this guy, really like Kyle Lewis a lot. Really like him. He had a highlight reel catch out there. Robbed a home run this past year. It was in a smoky Safeco field. But man, if you have not seen that catch, go on YouTube and just type in Kyle Lewis robs home run. One of the best catches you'll ever see. Really reminded me of Ken Griffey Jr. out there. But Kyle Lewis, man, really good player. He's going to just keep getting better. The 11 homers, the 28 RBIs, like I said. But the on base was really good too. A 364 on base. Just one of the better players in that Mariners lineup. So, and this Mariners team, I mean, look out for this Mariners team in the next couple of years. Could be very competitive. I think this Mariners team could be competitive this year, and Kyle Lewis is going to be a big reason for that. So I have him at number 7. Moving on to number 6. Here we go. At number 6, I have Alex Verdugo. One of my own here on my Red Sox. So Alex Verdugo came over in the Mookie Betts trade. A lot of people still groaning about that trade, but Alex Verdugo was a bit of a bright spot last year for the Red Sox, and I am pretty excited to see what he can do in a full season. This guy's a high-energy player. Let's go take a look at the numbers here with Verdugo. A pretty solid season from Verdugo here. Hit 308 this past year, a 367 average, a 478 slugging, had 6 home runs in there, a little over 1.5 wins contributed. I mean, with the Dodgers in 2019, he played 106 games before he hurt his back, but he was a 2-win player over that stretch, had the 12 homers, the 44 RBIs. He's a really good on-base guy, but he's a left-handed hitter, but he actually hits left-handed pitching really well. So it's no surprise there that he is able to get on base as well as he does. Hit 294 in 2019, 342 on base. I mean, this guy is just really solid. He tends to kind of, some people tend to not like the personality too much. He is a very high energy guy, very outspoken out there on the field. If you watch him out there, I mean, you know, he can be pretty funny sometimes, but sometimes he got into a bit of an argument this past year with an umpire. So he's going to have to kind of tone it down a little bit, I think, sometimes. But either way, he brings a lot of energy to the Red Sox. So really excited to see what he can do over a full season. And, hey, the better he can do, the easier it's going to be to move on from Mookie Betts, who I still cry myself to sleep about every single night. But Alex Verdugo, I have at number 6. Here we go, getting into our top 5 now. Top 5. This is where it really starts to get into the top guys here, some of the best players in the game. Maybe not quite here at number 5, but this guy's a very solid player. Had a really good year this past year. I have Ian Happ. Ian Happ this year, very good year. It was looking like Ian Happ could possibly be an MVP candidate in the first half of the season. He was putting up some really good numbers. Let's go take a look at those numbers real quick. Here we go, sharing the screen. Ian Happ. So he was drafted 2015, first round, 9th overall by the Cubs, only 26 years old right now. Really like Ian Happ a lot. 2017 in his rookie season, had the 24 homers, the 68 RBIs. I mean, he's been just really solid over the last 4 years since he debuted. I mean, this past year, over 57 games, 12 home runs, 28 RBIs, so 12 homers. I mean, you're on pace right there for around 30 home runs. Had a 361 on base, hit 258. That's respectable. I mean, he's going to play a pretty solid defense out there in center field for the most part. I mean, Ian Happ, what else is there to say? I mean, he's projected this year to have some pretty good numbers, 27 homers, 77 RBIs, according to Zips, a 350 on base. Yeah, I think the Cubs, I mean, kind of confusing what the Cubs are doing. They traded away Yu Darvish, but they brought in some pieces as well. If the Cubs want to stay competitive, you know, if they want to kind of stick to more of like sort of a transition, like a retooling instead of just like a rebuild, Ian Happ is going to be a big reason why the Cubs are going to be able to stay competitive. So to me, because of a really good year before he kind of faded a little down the stretch, because of that, to me, he is a top 5 guy to me. So moving right along at number 4, this guy, you know, he had a pretty miserable moment early on in his career. He got traded away, and this guy just had a really good season this past year. I'm going Trent Grisham at number 4. Trent Grisham, man. I mean, this guy, had that horrible moment in the wild card game against the Nationals where that Juan Soto base hit got by him, basically cost the Brewers the game. He got traded away. But this guy, as down of a moment that was, this guy has completely really turned around his career on a really good San Diego Padres team. Let's go take a look at the numbers from this past year. Really good numbers. 251 average, on base of 352, the 10 homers. You know, that looks a little similar to kind of, you know, the Alex Verdugo, Ian Happ kind of numbers. But what really sets him apart to me from these other guys is the defense. Take a look at the defensive numbers. An 8.3 defensive runs above average. He's not just going to give you a pretty good bat with pretty good power numbers. He's going to be good defensively out there, and that's a very important position defensively, center field. So when you're putting up defensive runs above average, or putting up a defensive runs above average like that out in a very important position, that to me is just going to make you look that much better. But again, he's kind of giving you a little bit of everything. He's giving you some power. He's going to drive in some runs. He'll give you a respectable average for the most part. He's going to get on base, but then he's also just going to give you really good defense as well. Trent Grisham, to me, maybe this is a bit of a reach for a lot of you out there, but for me, I just really like Trent Grisham. I'm expecting big things from him, and especially on this really good San Diego Padres team. Here we go. We're getting into the top 3 now, and when I said earlier where kind of the top of this list is some of the better players in the game, this is kind of where it starts. This guy at number 3 got a big contract this past offseason, got paid. This guy has just been very good in his career. George Springer at number 3, going to the Blue Jays this past offseason. Man, oh man, the Blue Jays got themselves one of the better players in the game. And let's just go take a look at these numbers. They're fun numbers to look at. Here we go. George Springer taking a look here. This past year, a lot of these Astros players this past season kind of dipped offensively, like a Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman dipped. But George Springer kind of kept it going. So if you take a look here, look at the average. 265 average, a 359 on base, had 14 home runs, a 540 slugging, a 146 WRC plus. I mean, say what you want about the trash cans and everything. Yeah, that, you know, terrible, whatever. But George Springer, I mean, he showed he didn't need any of that. So he just kept it on going here. I mean, what a good season from him this past year. This guy's just been really good throughout his career. Look at 2019. Almost had 40 homers and 100 RBIs. Hit 292 in 2019. I mean, the on-base has always been just so good with him. The defense, some people kind of question the defense out in center field. They say he's maybe better out in right, more of a corner outfielder. But going to Toronto is a big piece for Toronto, the biggest contract they've ever given out. This Toronto team, look out for them this year. Going to have one of the best offenses in the game. And they already had a really good offense, and then you're adding a George Springer to it. Are you kidding me? But really good pickup for the Blue Jays. I mean, as a Red Sox fan, I am not happy about that whatsoever. But George Springer, to me, easily is a top 3 guy to me. Now, moving on to number 2. A bit of a down year this past year, but there is no denying the talent that this guy has. He has just put up numbers. He's won an MVP. Cody Bellinger coming in at number 2. Like I said, a bit of a down year from him this past year. Taking a look at the numbers, here we go. Cody Bellinger, while the numbers were down, only had a 239 average, a 333 on base. The slugging was a little low. He did have 12 homers, so he was on pace to, hit anywhere. So let me do my math in my head. You're probably looking at around like 25, 30 home runs. But, oh my, go take a look at the 2019 season he had. 47 home runs, 115 RBIs, only in his 3rd year, about an 8-win player. I mean, good grief, man. This guy in 2019 had a 406 on base. I mean, a 305 average, over a 600 slugging. I mean, come on. This guy, incredible numbers. Hey, had a big-time home run in the postseason. Actually, how did he do in the postseason? I mean, the postseason, he still was lagging a little bit, but he hit 4 home runs in the postseason. Had a big one against the Braves at one point. 212 average. I mean, not really too much there, but he provided the power. He drove in some runs. But Cody Bellinger, to me, I'm expecting a bounce-back season. While, yeah, this year exactly as a whole wasn't really great on paper, I think, you know what? Hey, guys are going to go through slumps. Hey, this guy is still young. He's got plenty of time to figure this out. I think he's going to come back this season. He's going to be feeling fine. And you know what? I'm expecting a big season from Cody Bellinger. But was it enough to get number 1? Unfortunately, no, because you have the best player in the game. I'm not even going to, dance around this. Mike Trout, the best player in baseball, in my opinion, coming in at number 1 on this list. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, do we really even have to go look at the numbers? Mike Trout, obviously, he's the best player in the game today. A lot of people want to say, oh, no, you know what? Mookie Betts may have taken that spot. Hey, I love Mookie Betts. I still miss him every single day. But no, I'm sorry. You're not going to be moving past Mike Trout here. This guy's still in his prime, putting up just insane numbers every single year. 53 games this past year, 17 homers, hit 281, almost had a 400 on base. The guy just keeps it going. Every single year, this guy is just out of his mind. Mike Trout, the only thing that you can nitpick with Mike Trout is the defense. He's not great out there defensively, but for the most part, he's going to get the job done. He's not going to be an electric fielder like a Mookie Betts making, all these incredible plays out there with his arm and with his glove. But you'll see Mike Trout, he'll still make those highlight reel kind of plays, at least a few times a season. So Mike Trout, still very dependable out there in center field. Is he going to be, an electric fielder out there? No. But, I mean, with what he does at the plate, with what he does power-wise, hit-wise, on-base-wise, I mean, there's no question he is number 1 on this list. And in my opinion, number 1 in the game. So that is the list. Let's quickly recap. At number 10, I have Byron Buxton. At number 9, I have Brandon Nimmo. At number 8, I have Luis Robert. At number 7, Kyle Lewis. At number 6, Alex Verdugo. At number 5, Ian Happ. At number 4, Trent Grisham. At number 3, George Springer. At number 2, Cody Bellinger. And at number 1, Mike Trout. So, everyone, that is my list. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you agree with any of these? Do you disagree? Do you think I missed someone? Let me know what you think. Before I get out of here one more time, if you are new, think about hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. Hit that like button for me. Go follow me on Twitter as well if you would like. But everyone, that's all I got for this video today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next few videos. I'm going to go over right field, relief pitchers, and starting pitchers. I'm also going to probably do top players that are under 25 years old, and also be on the lookout for potential breakout players for this coming year. So that's all I got, everyone. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.